So today I thought we could do a bit of a new leaf tour, growth update, what you want to call it. I've been doing a lot of plant chores and rearranging, plant styling, all of that. So I've really been quite hands-on with my plants lately. And I've just been noticing all of the new growth, new leaves that I've been getting on a lot of my plants. And I wanted to take time to share before summer's over with. So this is like an end of summer growth update, new leaf tour. Yeah, before we get into it, hello, my name is Sam. These are my plants, and here we talk about all things houseplant related. In case you didn't know, if you are new, welcome, and thank you so much for stopping by. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you coming back. There is no time to be wasted. This one right here, oh my gosh. This is the reason right here that I was like, yeah, I'm doing a new leaf tour. Every leaf that I get on this plant is more shocking than the last. Despite the spider mite battles we have been dealing with, it's doing pretty well. So I was getting a little frustrated because some of the new leaves were ending up with damage from the mites, even though I was like on top of my treatment. So I've had to be extra like cautious and hands-on with this guy. It's paid off because this new leaf right here doesn't have any spider mite damage. Look how gorgeous this is. Are you kidding? And beside my head, what are you talking about? Ooh, I want all the forgetti hybrids out there. I'm telling you what, the dark red, oh my gosh. I feel like the crystallinum and the Anthurium genes in this are both very strong, very prominent. They definitely both are coming through heavily on these new leaves. Like, oh my gosh, I can't. This here was the last, wait, is that right? I believe this was the last new leaf right here. And it was quite dinged up from the mite damage, as you can see, but it was still just beautiful. And this one, it's like perfectly rounded. The veins are just striking. The colors, I just cannot get enough. This is living in my cabinet and it just keeps catching my attention. I have been photographing this leaf repeatedly for days because I just cannot help myself. I mean, oh, this hybrid right here is just unstoppable, and it's a pretty fast grower too. For an Anthurium, it's giving me leaves pretty rapid. So, and there's already another one, I believe, yes, down in the sheath there that's going to be making its way up soon. So I'm not 100% sure if this newest leaf is done growing. Maybe. It hasn't hardened, certainly. But my gosh. Ooh, that had to be the first one because I am just over the moon about this. Whew. Another Anthurium that is sizing up and really pleasing me with the new growth is my Anthurium VT King Anthurium. Look at this. Ooh. Yeah, so this was a little seedling, okay? Just a little seedling babe. This was the last and largest new leaf on the plant. Look at the difference. Look at that size up. So he's also living in my IKEA cabinet, and it appears to me that he's really enjoying it because, yeah, this leaf is just perfect. It's like a good 2 times as large as the last. I mean, that's a pretty good size difference if you ask me. Oh, the ribbing. And as this plant matures, you know, I had a big one, and this isn't a really easy Anthurium to grow. It's really easy because it's not like the felted or suede leaf. It's easy and it's gorgeous and it's fast growing, and we love all of those things. But yeah, as the leaves continue to come in and grow larger, this ribbing will become more and more intense and prominent, and it's just fantastic. And the leaves will elongate, and I cannot wait. I'm just so excited. Based off of this new leaf, I am really excited to see where this guy is in a few months. I think he's going to size up really quickly. He also doesn't seem to be too pest prone, so that's amazing. We love that. He's in there where there's definitely, you know, spider mites and stuff occurring here and there, and I haven't seen too much going on with him. So I'm, yeah, just extremely happy with this. Amazing. Ooh, I'm loving my Anthurium right now. I actually have quite a lot of Anthurium in this video to share with you, so y'all know I've been trying. Anthurium and myself have been trying to figure each other out for quite a few years now, so this is definitely a positive. Update, update, update. This is my Anthurium Luxurians Radicans hybrid. Now, I've had this guy for a few years, and I got him as a little itty bitty seedling. He, from the jump, was just such a fast growing, like, chill plant. Honestly, I've raved and went on and on and on about this plant. I love it. It's fantastic. But over the last, I would say, year or so, I noticed some issues. Obviously, it was battling spider mites pretty consistently, but that didn't typically affect it the way that it shouldn't be affecting it the way that it was more recently. And so for this plant, it's always putting off multiple new leaves at a time, as we can see here. The last update I gave was me just kind of like trying to figure out why this plant's growth had halted. It completely stopped growing. It was looking horrible. I was constantly treating it and treating it and treating it, and it really wasn't making any difference. And you know, pests are definitely more attracted to and they're going to gravitate to plants that are unhealthy or are just generally not thriving or doing the best. And so I think that's what was going on. It was having issues, it just wasn't happy, and it was constantly attracting these spider mites, which was just making it worse. So I inevitably pulled it from my plant room, treated it one more good time, and I set up some lights in my kitchen on the counter, and that's kind of like my little planty hospital where the plants that are having issues or maybe I just need to keep an eye on, aren't doing the best, that's where they go so that I can like hover over them basically and have eyes on them at all times and just kind of like cater to them and give them the best care. So that's what I did with this guy about maybe 4 to 6 weeks ago. I moved him in there. It took him a couple of weeks. He perked up, he stopped getting spider mites, and now I'm shocked. This is the Luxurians Radicans that I know and love, okay? This is what he does. Look at all these new leaves. Oh my gosh. Like, are you kidding me? Jason even noticed it. He's like, oh my gosh, look at all the new leaves on this guy. Like, I know. I guess he just needed some extra care, some TLC, some attention, you know? And now he's doing his best. I'm still going to continue to leave him in the little planty hospital until these leaves like grow in, harden, and he's putting off more. And I know that he's fine. And then I will move him back in the plant room. But yeah, this is his way of thanking me, I think. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 new leaves and another one about to push up out of this growth point. Yeah, there's multiple growth points in here. This guy just keeps popping up new little pups in the pot. So had we not had this little hiccup over the last year, I know this guy would be like twice the size he is now, maybe even 3 times because he's such a great grower. So this is amazing. This is really positive. I'm loving him with his beautiful heart-shaped leaves and these ridges and ripples. This plant is so prehistoric looking to me, and yeah, I'm obsessed. The little planty hospital was the best thing I could have done for some of these guys, honestly. This is my new Anthurium hybrid that I got from Home Depot. What a score, for $20 a couple of months ago, maybe a couple of months ago, a few weeks back, we'll say. There was no ID on this plant, but I believe that she is Anthurium Crystal Hope or Silver Blush, possibly potentially crossed with a Doraki, but I don't know 100%, so that's what we're going to call her until I find out otherwise. But she's beautiful, right? And I did have a silver blush years ago, and I found it to be extremely challenging and finicky, like just really temperamental and hard to grow. I couldn't get a grasp on it, and I ended up giving it to like sending it in the mail to a friend as like a last ditch attempt to save it. Like maybe she could save it. And I haven't had one since. And I've been fearful of that plant ever since. So whenever I picked this up, granted it was only $20. If it would have been like a lot more. I wouldn't have purchased it probably because I was so sure that I probably wasn't going to do very well with it or that I would kill it somehow. And I just noticed this yesterday. I don't know how, because the other one hasn't given a new leaf yet. It's getting ready to, but it hasn't. She's like pregnant. Look at this. I like screamed when I seen it because I'm like, no way. No way. I just moved it under my new grow lights on my new shelf over here a couple weeks ago. Apparently, it's loving it because it is putting out all these new leaves. Like, look at these little babies. There is 1, 2, 3 new leaves currently right there, and then there's another one pushing up out. So basically 4. There's 4. 2 of them have already unfurled and are kind of growing in. One is currently unfurling and one's about to push up. Look how beautiful. Oh, there's just nothing quite like a new Anthurium leaf. They're just so beautiful. The purple, red, and the veins. Oh my gosh. And the little shimmery shine. So stunning. So stunning. Can you believe it? This new Anthurium that I just knew I was going to struggle with is already giving me 4 new leaves at one time. Incredible. I'm so happy. So I gotta leave this one out because I do see some webbing, not like really bad, but I do see some webbing on this leaf. We don't want that to affect the new growth at all. We don't want that to affect the plant at all because this is a big deal. So, and maybe I should move it away from that alocasia because that alocasia always has spider mites. Like it's just, I'm gonna have to put it somewhere away from all of my plants, honestly, because she's contagious and then she spreads her icky bug germs to my other plants that don't handle it as well. But isn't that incredible? I'm like over the freaking moon with that. Really quickly, my pterodactyl newest leaf right here. I love the shape of this one. It's so cute. It shot off these 3 new leaves basically at the same time as well. It went from the one part of the one leaf club to all of this in just like 2 months, which is wild to me. Let me give you a chia pence, variegated chia pence update. I'm pretty happy with this. So I chopped up my variegated syngonium chia pence recently because it was reverting. The last new leaf it gave me was this one. And if you can see, it is completely all green. There's not even really a speck of variegation in that new leaf. So I chopped it back to the last most high variegated leaf that it had, which was this one. This is the mother plant right here. It was just one leaf, and both of them have produced a new leaf for me already. So, to my surprise, the cutting that had reverted actually ended up just pushing out a new leaf with this tiny little corner of variegation up here at the lobe. What the heck? I was not expecting that. I was not expecting, I mean, I had hope, but I just wasn't expecting the cutting that had basically reverted to give me a variegated leaf at all. It's not a lot, but it's there. I will take it. And the stem has a decent amount of white in it as well. So, well, the petiole attached to that leaf. It has a nice little white stripe going down through it. So, hopefully, the best case scenario, oh, I need to add some more water. Best case scenario, both of these plants produce beautifully variegated leaves. I can pot them back up together and we will be back on track, you know? So that's cute. That was a fun little surprise. And then, like I said, the mother plant that I cut it back to, this one had no growth point on it because I chopped it right here. You can see that, and it immediately pushed out a new growth point right where I chopped it. And this new leaf is kind of weird. I don't know. It probably has spider mites on it as well because this is a spider mite loving plant. Or spider mites love this plant, I should say. This is a spider mite getting plant. So the new leaf on this one is a little bit like wonky and wrinkly, but I can see, let's see if we can look without hurting it. I can see that it's going to be pretty nicely variegated. I can't open it up any more than that. But yeah, it definitely has some good variegation going on there. So chopping it back definitely worked. I'm very happy with that. That's a positive update in my book. I'll put some B-roll on whenever the leaf like fully opens. We can see even like right here in the part that hasn't unfurled yet, the white. So I feel like this one's gonna be pretty highly variegated. Yay. This plant has never really been highly variegated in all the time that I've had it. I don't know, maybe the genetics of it just aren't that great or strong. So we're working with what we got, but it's a win. It's a win. Oh, I forgot an Anthurium. I'm so upset. This is my newest Anthurium pallidiflorum leaf that's been growing in on camera because I've been sitting beside it when I film lately. Y'all, I'm so mad. I came in here the other day to check on it and I about cried when I seen this. My daughter, okay, my feisty, sassy, silly 6-year-old Camilla, and I just knew it. When I seen it, I just knew it was her, okay? Came in here, it's been like 3 nights ago now, and was pretending like she was a cat and scratching the leaf, and like she did it on purpose. She did. Look what she did. This beautiful, flawless new pallidiflorum leaf that I've been closely monitoring and treating to ensure that this new leaf came in perfectly, and it is perfect up until this point. And there's even a couple of little like tears and scratch marks down here where she was just like scratching at it. I'm so upset. I think she has learned her lesson, and I don't think she'll be doing that again. I hope. It was going to be huge. It was going to be so long, like potentially even down to the floor. I just know it, and I can tell by how wide it is. So this is incredibly upsetting, but you know, what are you gonna do? Things happen when you have kids, so I can't be too upset about it. We have a Hoya. This is my Hoya Sunrise, and I know she doesn't look super sunrisey right now. Over here we have some of that pretty red sunrise coloration in some of these new leaves. This is part of the plant that's like up in my south facing window, and this part's growing really well too, but you can see, and the leaves are getting a pretty good size. This side just doesn't have any of the sun stressing, but that's okay because I've had this plant for quite a while, quite a long time, and it really hadn't grown too much for me living under the grow lights. And it was getting really good light under the grow lights, but I don't know, it just didn't care for them, I guess, because it wasn't doing much. And the little bit of growth that it did do under those lights was pretty small. Like the leaves were not, they didn't have any size to them. So I moved it on one of my landings in a south facing window, and it's just really taken off. It's growing so well, so well. And yeah, like I said, the leaves, these are the largest leaves the plant's ever had. And again, it's not getting enough intense light, like I said, to really sun stress. Like the foliage was much more sun stressed and red purple under the grow lights, but it wasn't growing. So it's a little bit of a sacrifice there, a trade-off, if you will. But you know, I just really care more about the plant's health and growth right now than the sun stressing. So if yeah, working on letting it just kind of grow and fill out and do its thing, and then we'll look into providing maybe some more intense direct light for the sun stressing later on. But right now I'm really happy with it, and the new leaves are still really pretty even without the sun stressing. They're just like they're so green and glossy. Aren't they pretty? So much new growth. I'm honestly shocked. But I can't lie, the sun-stressed leaves on this are gorgeous. Actually gorgeous. Like, ugh. So, yeah, I'm happy. She shot off quite a few new vines too, so that's really good. I would like to eventually get her in a hanging basket, you know, but that's like the reddest leaf on her. Probably these right here. Oh, I keep forgetting Anthurium. I forgot this little dude. Okay, so I'm not sure what he is. I purchased him as just an Anthurium forgetti, but he is a hybrid. He doesn't even have the forgetti like rounded lobes. So he's definitely a hybrid, a very dark, dark boy. If anyone knows what he is crossed with, please leave your suggestions down below, as always. Forgetti eyes are just so resilient, y'all. I have really grown to fall in love with forgetti eyes and forgetti eye hybrids because they're so amazing. I thought I lost this plant due to spider mites. It was doing so well, growing so well from a little tiny seedling yet again. And yeah, we lost all the leaves, and I kept it and just continued caring for it in my cabinet. And it almost immediately started growing back. So it gave me this leaf, which is a little bit jacked up. You know, there's some damage. It's not perfect, but oh, the dark leaves just really do it for me, y'all. And then it just recently put off another little leaf off this little stumpy. Look how cute it is. That new leaf right there is like perfect. It's not as large as the other one, but it's literally perfect. That is a perfect Anthurium leaf. Like, oh, wow. Isn't it lovely? Gorgeous. There is another leaf. Ooh, I need to give this one a water because it's like doing the inchworm. Another leaf right here, trying to inch out. So I need to water it, get it wet, keep it more on the moist side so that new leaf can come in and be pretty, and maybe it will be larger. But yeah, it's given me these new leaves and like growing back pretty quickly. So I'm really happy about that because, like I said, I thought it was a goner. Because usually when I kill an Anthurium down to the stump and lose all of the leaves, typically I'm not going to bring it back. I'm just not good enough with Anthuriums to do so. So the fact that this is coming back like it is, what more could I ask for? I did um, kind of show this one briefly in my chore video, but this is my little avocado that I started from an avocado seed, from an avocado that I ate. And I've grown avocado trees before several years ago. They're pretty easy to get going, honestly. They just take a good while. They take time. It takes time to get the seed to like sprout and start to root and then eventually get, crack open and have a plant grow up out of it. But they are relatively easy to get going and they're fun. They're just fun. I don't know. But I had a couple, and then I got rid of the one and kept the one that was doing the best. And I had it for a few years and it got to be a pretty good size. Avocado plants, like the leaves on them are pretty. Like, I don't know. I think they're really pretty plants. And so I grow them for the foliage. Um, and the leaves on the avocado sun stress if you give them enough light and they turn like purple. And it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. So I'm really proud of this guy. He's just living in a windowsill, south facing window. He does have a couple of leaves like trying to come in down the stem. I hope I didn't let him dry out too long and those are gonna like shrivel up. But if so, it'll be alright because he is growing from the tippy top as well. Look at his cute new little leaf. I hope it's focusing. And the leaves are like so furry and soft. I just love it. So I'm really proud of this guy, and yeah, I can't wait to see him in like a year. Hopefully, I don't do anything. The main thing with these is watering. I found if I underwater for too long, that's when they'll start to like this, crisp their leaves and kind of lose their leaves and start to die back. But so cute. I chopped up my philodendron Florida Beauty recently because she was just like very leggy and it just needed it. It was crazy and leggy and it needed chopped. Um, and yeah, here's some of the cuttings here and then down here. Look how cute this new leaf is. This one's just a baby. And then this is the new leaf on the mother, like the biggest portion of the plant. And it's not super highly variegated, but I believe that's because I moved it out from the light it was getting and just have had it kind of chilling in my kitchen, not getting like it's getting very indirect light. So I believe that is why, because this plant is always super variegated. Like the variegation on all of the leaves is usually really intense and vibrant. So I'm so cute. Like it has, this Florida Beauty definitely has really good genetics, like really good. This is probably the greenest leaf I've ever gotten on this guy in the years that I've had it. And it's still pretty. Like I don't even mind. You can see like it's more subtle, but it's there and it's still so pretty. And I'm gonna pop it into brighter light now. And the next new leaf should have a lot more variegation on it. But this leaf is kind of nice. A nice little contrast with all of the yellow variegation we have going on. I think it looks quite nice. So, and it's a good size. I'm not mad at it. This is the spider mite guy that transferred his icky mites onto that Anthurium. But he is currently bug free because I just treated him yesterday. And I would have treated the Anthurium had I known. But yeah, this is Anthurium, or shoot, Alocasia Cuprea Red Secret. Such a funky, awesome alocasia. This is my favorite alocasia out there. I think it's just the most unique and different one. It really looks like an alien plant. I've always said that. I've been in love with this plant since 2019. I'd imported one in 2019 and it was like a big one. And yeah, I had it for a while and I ended up killing it when I had, I think it was like my first big winter spider mite outbreak. It was either that or blight. And I got them both in the same winter. Like it was brutal having that many plants and going through both of those things for the first time. It was insane. So I lost that plant. I tried to like grow it back, but it just didn't work. It didn't work and I lost it. A couple years ago, I replaced it with this little baby. Well, it was a baby. It was just a little guy. Like the leaves were, where's a good one? The leaves were like this size. The leaves were like this size when I first got him, and he's just pushed up so many pups. So all the little tiny leaves you see are from new plantlets that have popped up in there with the mama. So yeah, he has new leaves everywhere. I don't even think I can point all of them out. This is just like such a fast grower. This is one Anthurium that I found that will keep multiple leaves on it at a time, because you know that's just a thing that a lot of, I keep calling this an Anthurium, I think. Alocasia. It's an Alocasia. It's not an Anthurium. If I say it again, you know what I mean, okay? Sorry. But a lot of Alocasia do this thing where they can only have like 2 or 3 leaves on the plant at a time, and every time they go to push a new leaf, they'll lose one of their old leaves. Like clockwork with some of these guys, and this one does not have that issue. It just keeps going and going. And yeah, I don't know, it's a little floppy at the moment, so I think I'm gonna have to do something to kind of like stake it up. But I can't even tell you what all leaves are new. There's so many. I don't know. This one, like, there's new leaves all over him. And yeah, once they get a little bit older and harden off, they get this super shiny metallic look to them, and it's pretty incredible. Like the shape of the leaf is so cool, and then all of the different colors and texture going on in the leaves, you know, you gotta love it. Like what a fun plant this is, honestly. How cool. Yep, so the spider mites are worth it with this guy, but like I said, I do think that I just kind of need to find a place for him to live, just that's just away from everyone else, so that I can kind of just treat him, you know, regularly and not have to worry about him spreading spider mites to my other plants that maybe don't handle it as well. But really proud of this guy. And last year he did get like decapitated basically from my cats. My cat knocked him over when he was just starting to size off. It had just put off its first like larger leaf and it was so pretty. And my cat knocked it over and it like, yeah, so I had to reroot it and start all over last year. And so all of this growth and these pups are from the last year of growth. Crazy, right? The leaves kind of look like abs. It reminds me of alien abs. That's what it reminds me of. That is my summer favorites new leaf growth tour for 2025. Now we're heading into fall. Hopefully these guys continue doing well. I know they're going to slow down, but I'm just really enjoying all of the new growth and leaves that I've got this summer, and I just want it to keep up. I had a lot of setbacks this year, this winter specifically, and a lot of my plants kind of went on the decline. And so all spring and summer, I feel like I've been putting in a lot of extra care and work on my collection to rehab them and just kind of get them back to their best selves. And so it's really nice to see the reward of that, of all that work. And I am grateful. I'm very grateful. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.